It's Friday, March 31st, 2017. I'm your host, Sarah Mantle. We have a great show in store for you today. First up is our arts and culture segment. We're going to learn more about some great Cape Symphony events coming up with marketing manager Ellen Cliggott. Then this weekend is the spring skating show. We're going to find out more about that with program supervisor Laura Kelleher. And finally, we'll chat with Sandy Neck Beach Park manager Nina Coleman. All of that on this episode of Barnstable Today. But first, let's go ahead and get a look at today's top headlines. Barnstable Public Schools is now registering children for kindergarten, and this year, parents can actually complete most of that registration process online. If you have a child that will be 5 years of age on or before September 1st and are a full-time resident of Barnstable or planning to move to Barnstable, you can visit the Barnstable Public Schools website and complete the online pre-registration process. Once that process is complete, you can then use the online scheduler to make an appointment with the school your child will be attending. While the online registration process can be done on a mobile device, school officials recommend using a computer to complete that task. The John F. Kennedy Memorial in Hyannis is getting an upgrade. Consultants working on the restoration project are looking for resident input. Consultants will present design elements to the public Tuesday, April 11th at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. All are welcome to attend and to share their thoughts on the redesign process. The Barnstable Transfer Station will be accepting household hazardous waste next month. Residents can drop off marine materials, fertilizers and pesticides, household cleaners and disinfectants, arts and crafts chemicals, and most paints, polishes, and stains, just no latex paints. The hazardous waste collection will take place from 9 a.m. to noon, Saturday, April 8th at the Barnstable Transfer Station. Up next, we have our Arts and Culture segment. So Ellen, very nice to meet you today. You actually recently joined the Symphony last December.
I did. I joined in December. I actually grew up on the Cape and went to Barnstable High, and I moved back down here last March after being away for almost 30 years. So it's been terrific to be back on the Cape, and then I got this great job at the Cape Symphony as their director of marketing. So it's been a whirlwind ever since. We're super busy at the Symphony. We have a concert every month, so there's sort of this constant, like, preparing for the next concert and then looking ahead for the upcoming ones over the next few months, and then also planning ahead to next year. So it's been just a terrific experience.
Yeah, it's fun too, I think, when you're busy. Never good to be bored.
Yeah, no, so the days go by. Yeah. It's like, how did it get to be 5 o'clock? Oh my gosh. So it's great.
And time flies too when you're having fun, which It sounds like you're having a lot of fun at the Cape Symphony. Just talking about some of the things that we can expect this year, I'm very excited. Let's talk about some of the events that are coming up. One of the most interesting things that you guys have been working on and teaming up with the Catuit Center for the Arts for is the Freedom, Expression, and Hope well, I guess it's a play, really.
It's going to be, you know, we think of our concerts as experiences, and this in particular is going to be an experience. So we're partnering with the Catuit Center for the Arts for the first time. Jung Ho Pak and David Keane have known each other quite a while, and they've been wanting to do this, so it's finally coming to fruition. They are putting on a play called Every Good Boy Deserves Favor in the first half of the evening, and that's going to be our collaboration with them. There's going to be 6 actors on the stage, along with the full orchestra. And it's a play in which the orchestra is a character and plays a role. So it was written by Tom Stoppard and the music by Andre Previn. So those are 2 giants of theater and of classical music. And it's a very interesting, funny play. It's about repression and not being able to express yourself freely in a society, but it's also got this great sense of humor. It's like a dark comedy, essentially. So, and the players who are going to be in it from the Catuit Center are great. They're actors who've played on the Catuit Center stage in the past. Mary Arnault is the director, and she's done a lot of directing here on the Cape and in New York. So it's going to be just a tremendous experience. And then the second half of that evening will be the symphony performing Dmitri Shostakovich's Symphony No. 5. also written in a time of repression and defiance of the government and its restrictions upon art at the time. So the whole theme is freedom, expression, and hope, and it's part of the Art Spring Cape Cod grassroots festival that is happening. That's taking place between April 27th and May 7th, and you may have heard about that around town, but it was an idea. Jung Ho and David Keane were both a part of that idea, and they're both on the organizing committee. Just a festival where people are doing local art around the theme of freedom of expression. So the Cape Cod Museum of Art is putting on something, various local artists are doing things, and this play and this evening is our part of it. And we're really excited.
That's a great one. Very excited for that. And David Keane, who stopped by recently, actually, he was on the show recently, he said that it's so rare for anyone to be able to put this specific play on.
Exactly.
Because a character in the play is the symphony. So
right.
What a unique opportunity for people on the Cape to be able to see this play and really enjoy both great acting and production, but also some really beautiful music.
Exactly, exactly. And you just don't see that very often, but we're really lucky to have this local talent here that we do and to have a great symphony and a terrific theater company that can put this on together. So we're really excited. That's it's Saturday and Sunday, May 6th and 7th.
And I know we'll probably talk about this a couple different times during our interview, but if someone's watching and saying, you know, this is something I really want to get tickets for, I want to see this, how can they get tickets? What's the best way?
Sure. You can call the box office, 508-362-1111, or you can walk into our office, 1060 Falmouth Road in Hyannis, and our box office manager, Amy, would love to help people out and get tickets. We still have good seats available for both of those shows. They can also just go online to capesymphony.org and buy tickets there.
Wonderful. So pretty much however you want to purchase tickets,
exactly.
you can do it.
Exactly.
And then I'm really excited about this event too. This year is a special event. You're teaming up with the JFK Hyannis Museum for a JFK concert on May 28th. Tell me a little bit about this concert.
So it's a part of the 100th anniversary of John F. Kennedy's birth. So he was born in 1917. So you may have seen the JFK Library is doing some things. There's a lot of events taking place to acknowledge and recognize and celebrate really his legacy. So this is a collaboration between the museum and the symphony. Again, one of these local kind of things coming together. We're really excited about it. It's going to be some beautiful music, sort of we're going to do Camelot. We're going to do High Hopes, which was the Frank Sinatra song that he sang during the campaign and changed the lyrics to be about Jack Kennedy. So that's really fun.
You also have some really interesting guest speakers that are going to be at the event.
We do, yeah. Dorothy Savarese is going to be there from the Cape Cod Five. We have Dan Wolfe. We have Senator Paul Kirk. Kiki and Ted Kennedy Jr. are the honorary chairs, and Ted is going to speak. We're going to have a video with Joseph Kennedy III. So we're really excited about that collaboration with the family as well. And we also have some incredible guests. We have a baritone singer from the Boston Lyric Opera, and we have Amit Paled, who's, if you look him up, he's a very well-known cellist. He's a youngish guy. He's played with amazing orchestras all over the world. Really, really talented. He plays on the cello that Pablo Casals owned and played at the White House when he did a concert for John and Jackie Kennedy. It was a very famous concert. So he plays on that same cello, and he's going to perform the same Bach piece that Casals did there. So there's going to be some really beautiful moments, some reflections on Kennedy's life, some joyous moments kind of celebrating his legacy. So it's really going to be very special. So that's on Sunday, May 28th. There's only one concert at 5 o'clock that day. So I would urge people to get tickets for that because I think it's really going to sell well. There's so much, feeling about the Kennedy legacy here in town and celebrating it with the museum. There's going to be video and pictures, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Wonderful interactive experience.
Exactly, a real multimedia experience,
yeah.
which Jung Ho really likes to do that and kind of bring those elements into a concert. So for this one particularly, he's just really excited about it, and it's going to be terrific.
Yes, such an exciting, you guys have an amazing lineup because you keep coming. Then you go on to another event, the Greatest Hits of 1720. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so that's actually a week from Saturday. So that's actually April 8th and 9th. It's coming up quickly. And it is very close to selling out, actually. So if people are interested, I encourage them to go. So the Greatest Hits of 1720 is an album that was recorded in the 70s by a fellow called Richard Kapp. He had his own orchestra, and he decided to record what he would consider like a top 10 list of 1720. So, you know, the top 10 hits were a big thing back in the 60s and 70s. So he made an album of what would be the top 10 Baroque era hits, essentially. So it's things like Pachelbel Canon. There's a number of Bach pieces. It's music that you know and are very familiar to people. Beautiful, beautiful music. So that's going to be very exciting. And there's just a prize thrown in. As I mentioned, you know, Jung Ho likes to put a little twist on things. So even with our masterpiece concerts, he manages to bring a little extra something. So there's going to be something special to watch out for that day. So it's the April 8th and 9th, again, Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. And we're almost sold out. So I would encourage people to go after that quickly.
Wonderful. And then this started last year to celebrate the anniversary of the National Seashore. You had a free concert at the Salt Pond Visitor Center. You're going to do that again this year because it was so successful.
We are, and the partnership with the National Seashore is great, and we're really feeling like this may become an annual event. So we're doing it again this year. They have an outdoor amphitheater there. So there are benches, but people can also bring chairs, blankets. They can come off the beach. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m., so it'll be, you know, nice and light out and beautiful evening. People can come, and it's free. So we're making, you know, the symphony experience accessible to people. You know, you're down there at the seashore, you're having a great beach day, come and hang out and experience the symphony. So there's going to be some tributes to the beauty of the seashore. There's going to be some Native American aspects. There's going to be sea shanties. There's sort of going to be a Cape celebration, and it's really going to be a lot of fun.
I might have to mark that on my calendar
yes.
for sure. I try and hit the National Seashore every year at least once, so I might have to make that the day.
So go down there that
course,
Friday.
August 25th.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Ellen, for joining us today and telling us everything that the Cape Symphony is working on. Very exciting year to come.
Yes, it really is.
And we'll hope to have you back in the near future.
Great.
My guest today is Ellen Cliggott. She's the Director of Marketing for the Cape Symphony. Now we're going to learn more about this weekend's spring skating show with Program Supervisor Laura Kelleher. So Laura, very excited for a big event happening this weekend. It's going to be the spring skating show. What can we expect this year?
This year the theme is tributes, so we've had a lot of great music to pull from, and I think the kids are kind of excited. I had to specify that tributes meaning not to Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I had to specify to dead people, which went over, they just laughed hysterically because they were thinking tribute to Justin Bieber.
That's awesome. I can see what a lot of people might want to pay tributes to.
Absolutely. One was dead set on doing Hamilton. Dead set. She's like, think about it. They're all dead. The whole story.
Yeah. That's
I'm
awesome.
like, you're 10. You're 10, and you're obsessed with Hamilton.
That's awesome. At least we're seeing musicals becoming more popular.
Absolutely.
And, kids,
it makes me laugh.
Yeah, so cute. Well, what did they decide? What kind of tributes did they come up with in the end?
So we have stuff obviously ranging from, you know, Whitney Houston, Prince, obviously George Michael. We have some that went the different route, Gene Wilder.
Wow.
Even some that went far back to Blind Melon and No Rain. Michael Jackson, obviously, the Bee Gees. But yeah, there were some that surprised me. Earth, Wind and Fire, the Monkees.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's going to be a great, I'll tell you, for attendees, they're going to have a great soundtrack.
Absolutely.
There's some great music to listen to while they're watching the skating show. How long does it take to really put this all together, Laura?
I'm usually pretty lucky based on time. I give the older groups and some of the bigger groups at least 4 Saturdays. The Thursday night girls get a little bit more, anywhere from 4 to 6 practice days. The younger kids, it's really just kind of follow the leader. So usually 3 to 4 Saturday practices are enough for them. This year, because Easter's falling so funny, and the weeks there's that extra Friday in March, we are able to do kind of 2 dress rehearsals per se. Normally it's just Friday night at the end of March, and I'm like, you can't miss this one, you have to be here. But I've been able to do a dress rehearsal Friday and Saturday this year. Moving the show to Sunday will either help me or hurt me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Yeah. I might just have families of participants, or I might actually have a decent crowd. I mean, I've been very lucky the last few years, and the crowd has been very good. So we'll see. I kind of wanted to see what it would be like during the day. I feel like I hold the toddlers hostage here at like 5:30 at night, and everyone wants to be in their jammies. And
yeah, that's a tough time for toddlers.
Yeah, it's like I've been up for X amount of hours, maybe with a nap, maybe not, and it's just like, please go out there and play follow the leader.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It's something different, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I feel like the holiday show, we definitely do it during the day now, and it generates more people. So I'm hoping.
Very interesting too. I want to make clear to everybody, anyone can attend the skating show, and there is no charge to enter. So you do accept donations, however.
Absolutely.
But it is a great community event to come out and watch these kids who've worked so hard all year long, learning to skate, and now they're putting on and showing their stuff for everybody. So really cool event, and everyone's welcome to attend.
Absolutely. And like I said, some of these kids have skated all year. They've done all 4 sessions, so summer, spring, winter, fall. And some of them aren't able to do the holiday show for whatever reason. It conflicts with whatever, but this is the one that I think everybody really tries to make it to and participate in. It's the one that has all the bells and whistles. It's got the curtain. It's in the bigger rink, quote unquote. And so, yeah, I'm hopeful that not having it at night will help the kids get some more faces in the crowd.
Love it. Love it. Can't wait to see it. So it's going to be Sunday this year instead of Saturday. What time is it taking place Sunday?
We are going to start at 1:30 on Sunday.
Wonderful. So 1:30, which rink?
It'll be the Kennedy rink, so it'll be the one with the big seating. So I think that's always exciting for them.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So we can't wait till Sunday, 1:30, free to attend, and of course donations are accepted.
Absolutely.
Thank you for telling us all about this year's spring skating show. We can't wait to see it, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you soon.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. My guest today, Laura Kelleher. She is a program supervisor for the town of Barnstable. Well, it's officially springtime, and that means everyone is going to be gearing up to go to one of our favorite beaches, and that, of course, is Sandy Neck Beach. Joining me now over the phone, Sandy Neck Beach Park Manager Nina Coleman. Nina, what do we need to know about springtime and Sandy Neck Beach?
Yeah, so the exciting news is that we are opening the gatehouse April 1st, which, of course, is tomorrow, right in the middle of a storm. But I do anticipate people still showing up to get their off-road vehicle permits. We did a renewal application drive in the mail, and that's what we've been working on. But we do open that gatehouse April 1st, so folks can just come down and buy their permit. I anticipate the off-road beach will be closed because we have this incoming storm as well as quite a large tide. But that's the plan. It's the big weekend for us.
So, Nina, do you see a lot of people coming the first day that the gatehouse is open to get that off-road vehicle permit?
Oh, yeah. Yep. People are really excited. It's been a pretty mild winter except this last month. And particularly once we get those renewal applications in the mail, people receive that. It's sort of a sign of spring, I think, for a lot of people. And we start getting the phone calls, and even though the closed signs on the gatehouse, they're knocking on the door, asking questions. So it's definitely, I definitely anticipate even in the storm there'll be a certain amount of vehicles coming tomorrow. So now here we go again.
So I've never purchased an off-road vehicle for a vehicle of mine. Very exciting. I've gone with friends. It's one of the greatest experiences to take your car out on Sandy Neck. But there really are some safety issues that before you do that, you have to be aware of. Let's talk about some of the precautions you need to take and what equipment you need to have with you if you're going to take your vehicle out on the beach.
Okay, great. Yeah, I definitely want to remind folks about that. When we do sell the permits, we provide the rules and regulations, but the permittee is responsible for everything in that packet. But we do remind folks you need your 6 items of equipment in your vehicle, which is a full or 3/4 size spare tire, a jack, a shovel, a tire pressure gauge that goes down to 10 psi, a tow rope. Has to be pretty heavy-duty tow rope, and a support board, 18 by 18 inches, like a piece of plywood. And a lot of people are kind of mystified about that piece of plywood. That's actually to support your jack. Because if you try to jack in sand, the sand jack is just going to go down in the sand. The vehicle's never going to go up in the air. So that's what that's about.
Interesting.
We do get a lot of flat tires out there. There's a debris that comes in that's covered by sand. You know, it's an off-road experience. There may be nails out there, and so that's one thing we want people to be equipped to deal with. Obviously, the shovel is in case you get, stuck or you want to dig your fire pit. We do require people to air down the tires. Please don't think that you can get out there with your tires not aired down because you have a big fancy truck. It actually doesn't work that way. Doesn't matter what you're in, it's going to get stuck unless those tires are aired way down to 15 psi. We require 18, but we recommend 15. And the other thing about not airing down the tires is it chews up the beach. So people who go out there because they don't want to take the time to air down the tires, I can just follow your track right to you. I can tell that you haven't aired down because it bumps up the beach and chews it up. So with regard to campfires are allowed at sunset, which I'm not sure what time that is right now. We do want those in a pit, and we want them put out with water. And curfew is 11 p.m. right now, starting April 1st. So starting Saturday, you need to be off the beach by 11. That means airing up by 11.
Now,
so those are some of just the reminders. Those are the things we would say when we sold a sticker to somebody.
And let me ask you this question. Is there a fee to have a fire in a pit on the off-road beach?
That's a great question. So the off-road vehicle permit is also a campfire permit. So folks on the beach with their off-road vehicle permit who've, gone through the gauntlet of having the rules and regulations, those folks can have a campfire weather permitting. Folks without an off-road vehicle permit that want to have a campfire need to obtain a campfire permit, and those are in a certain area off the public beach. And we require that for a couple of reasons. We were getting too many campfires. It was just ridiculous. It's so popular. So we need to limit the amount of campfires in the public beach area. We need to make sure that people have the rules and regulations and know what's required. So that's why last year we started that. So that's a $5 fee. Come to the gatehouse in the evening. You obtain your permit. It has the campfire rules and regulations. Again, this is for people who don't have off-road vehicle permits. And again, they're limited. So that's usually not an issue except on those big weekends.
And of course, thinking about that, it's a nominal fee, and it really does force an individual or a family or a group of individuals to come and get the rules and regulations about having a fire, where to have it, how they need to maintain that, and how to put it out. So, kind of an important process for individuals who, if you want to have a campfire, you have to know the rules and sort of make sure it's safe.
Absolutely. That was the intent. It really was, because, like I said, it was the best kept secret for many years, and then started getting on the web that you could have a campfire on the public beach, and people were putting them in the wrong place. They weren't putting them out correctly. There was trash. There was other issues, and so when I have a permit for a party, I have essentially, a person on that permit that is responsible for that group. So it sort of connects the dots in terms of enforcement, making sure everything is done safely. So that all starts April 1st as well. So April 1st is a big deal for us. It's the Sandy Neck world.
Yeah, and you know what I have to say, Sandy Neck is just such a special place. Very excited to get back out there, enjoy the trails, and have some hiking experiences. What are your favorite activities on Sandy Neck in the springtime?
Sandy Neck in the springtime is so delightful. I certainly, I'm more of the nature person, but those trails, our osprey are back. And they are so busy right now, right off at the gatehouse. The female just showed up yesterday, and it has gotten quite busy preparing that nest. So certainly nature walking, walking around looking at nature. The plants haven't started up yet, but certainly the birds are very, very busy right now. This is a really important time of year. And folks even getting out in nature anywhere, excuse me, Sarah, notice that the birds are calling, and that's because they're pairing up. And this is the time of year for all that activity. Super exciting. On our beach right now, the plovers are back. We've seen a few. Not that many, but a few, but they will start pairing up as well. So it may seem quiet out there, but nature is doing her thing, and certainly the first warm day is going to really ramp up in terms of people use and animal use. I want to remind folks when they're hiking, where dogs have to be on leash now. Very, very important for the safety of each other and the consideration of each other, but also for our wildlife. So dogs on leash, we're going to get pretty strong about that. And also to stay on the trails. It is tempting to get up in those dunes, but we need you to stay on the trails.
Yes, wonderful. Well, thank you for the advice. Can't wait to get out there myself. And happy springtime, and good luck with opening day this weekend.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Have a great day.
You as well. Thanks so much, Nina.
Bye.
Bye. Our guest today, Sandy Neck Beach Park Manager Nina Coleman. Now it's time to find out what's happening around town in today's community calendar. The West Barnstable Fire Department will host a spaghetti supper Saturday, April 1st. If you don't want spaghetti and meatballs, you can get a meatball subs. That's first available this year. Takeout will also be available. Admission is $10 for adults and $6 for kids 12 and under. The spaghetti supper will be held Saturday, April 1st from 5 to 7:30. Well, stargazing nights at the Cotuit Library are back just for spring. Monday, April 3rd, special guest R.M. Maxwell will be on hand to answer questions. All necessary equipment will be provided. All you have to bring are yourself and your curiosity. The program is free to attend. Call the Cotuit Library to sign up. The stargazing event will be held Monday, April 3rd from 7:30 to 8:30 at Lowell Park in Cotuit. Well, there are no meetings today here at Town Hall, no board committee or commission meetings. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be back Monday with another great show for you. On Monday, we'll chat with Director of Student Services, Gina Hurley. She's going to tell us more about how to register your child for kindergarten. We're going to share our coverage of the Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day, and we'll chat with Cape Cod Community College Communications Director Michael Gross. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.